There are 3 trillion trees on Earth right now. In 1 second, imagine all 3 trillion are simply gone. Scientists have actually modeled what happens next, hour by hour. The first thing to fail isn't the air. It's something nobody expects. You'd assume oxygen. Earth's atmosphere holds roughly 21% oxygen. Most of the planet's oxygen comes from phytoplankton in the ocean, not forests. You could breathe fine. You could stand outside and feel nothing wrong. So if it's not the air, what actually kills you first? It's water. Picture a single large oak tree, releasing hundreds of liters of water into the air. Multiply that by 3 trillion trees. A planetary cooling system. In the Amazon basin, meteorologists have a name for it. Flying rivers. The Amazon doesn't just sit inside a rainy climate. It manufactures one. Now delete every tree in that system in a single second, and the flying rivers stop instantly. Brazil's National Institute for Space Research have modeled exactly this kind of collapse using satellite rainfall data. Within weeks, regions that depended on forest-generated rainfall stop receiving it. Areas thousands of kilometers away start drying out too because the rain was never local. Soil is next. Tree roots physically hold entire hillsides together. Remove 3 trillion root systems simultaneously, and you remove the structural skeleton. The first heavy rainfall would trigger landslides on a scale humanity has never documented. Studies of deforested regions in Southeast Asia already show erosion rates increasing by a factor of 10. Roughly 80% of all land species on Earth depend on forests for food, shelter, or both. Birds mid-flight would have nowhere to land. Insects that spend their entire life cycle inside bark or canopy would simply cease to have a habitat. Forests are the load-bearing wall of most of Earth's biodiversity. You're looking at the fastest mass extinction event in the planet's 4 billion-year history, faster than the asteroid that ended the dinosaurs. About 1.6 billion people on Earth depend directly on forests for their livelihood. Every human on the planet depends on forests, whether they've ever stood near one or not. A quarter of all modern medicines originated from compounds first discovered in forest plants. Coffee, chocolate, countless fruits and spices. Entire agricultural systems rely on pollinators. Global food supply chains would face catastrophic failure within a single growing season. A famine that reaches supermarket shelves within months. The water disruption doesn't stop on land. Forests and oceans are locked in a conversation. Without transpiration cooling, land surface temperatures spike within days. It shifts atmospheric pressure systems, which steer ocean currents and storm tracks. Large-scale deforestation events measurably alter monsoon timing thousands of kilometers away. Monsoon seasons that entire agricultural civilizations are built around would fail to arrive. Coastal fishing communities would watch fish populations collapse. Tree roots do something you'd never think to credit them for. The first heavy rainfall, landslides on a scale humanity has never documented. Ecologists describe forests as the load-bearing wall of most of Earth's biodiversity. Timber, paper, rubber, palm oil, and forest-dependent tourism represent trillions of dollars. Entire national economies are structured around forest resources. Insurance markets, agricultural futures, water rights disputes would seize up almost immediately. Trees currently store an estimated 400 to 600 billion tons of carbon. That stored carbon would eventually decompose or burn, releasing it back into the atmosphere. This could push global CO2 levels dramatically higher, accelerating warming. The planet wouldn't just lose its lungs, it would lose one of its largest carbon vaults. But here's the twist. Earth has done this before, at smaller scales, and recovered. After the last ice age, vast stretches of temperate forests were barren tundra. Within a few thousand years, forest ecosystems re-established themselves from almost nothing. Pioneer species, the first plants to colonize bare land, move fast. It wouldn't be a forest. It would take centuries to look anything like what was lost. Biology tends to be stubborn about filling empty niches. It's regional famine within months. Ocean and monsoon disruption within the same year. Mass extinction within years. Economic and climate destabilization within decades. A slow, partial recovery that would still be unfinished by your grandchildren's grandchildren. The trees wouldn't kill you the second they vanished. They'd kill you slowly. Everything you never thought to notice until it was gone. 3 trillion trees, and you were breathing their air, drinking their rain, standing on the ground they held together. That's the part that should actually unsettle you. You've spent your entire life standing inside a system so vast and so quiet, you never noticed it was holding you up at all.